This is an Awakening Zone presentation, Human Empowerment Radio and Media for the 21st Century and Beyond.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Dr. Elizabeth Show, the place where we unveil the keys to being the most extraordinary you. I'm your host, Dr. Elizabeth Lambaer, and I'm so honored and delighted that you are here. If you'd like to redefine and expand your greatest potentiality, you've come to the right place. My intention in creating this show is to provide a platform and an opportunity for people to tune in and discover the keys to living healthy, radiant, youthful, rich, joyous, expansive, fulfilling lives. Doesn't that sound amazing? And truly, this is our birthright, and this is what I wish for all of us. We are ever-expanding beings living in an ever-expanding universe. And it is the premise of my work to show that we literally have the capacity to grow younger, stronger, deeper, richer, wiser, more flexible, more radiant, more beautiful, better in every way imaginable: body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit. This is the place where you can come, bring your questions, and listen to the latest information on a variety of topics, from healing modalities that fly just under the radar to how to manifest more in less time with grace, ease, and fun. Learn more about health and wellness, sexuality and sensuality, spirituality, human potentiality, the dance of the divine feminine and sacred masculine, the quantum physics of beauty, and more. Each week, I will be inviting guest experts to join me in expanding this conversation and sharing their wisdom and insights. We are broadcasting live from beautiful Marina del Rey, California, on the Awakening Zone, the international network for empowered awakening. A huge thanks to Joe Rombolo and Linda and Jeff Hoppe for creating this amazing network. I invite each of you to call in and ask your questions. The call-in number is 714-364-4353, or you can log in to www.awakeningzone.com, the Dr. Elizabeth Show. This is the place for you to get the answers you are seeking. And if you'd like to find out more about me and my work, please feel free to visit www.drelizabeth.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. Happy February. It's February in honor of love, in honor of Valentine's Day, in honor of all that is beautiful, all that is beautiful. I'm so happy to have you here. Want to let everybody know I'm so excited about this. The Dr. Elizabeth Show is being sponsored and brought to you by Pharmacy. That is Pharmacy, as in farming, the deep, dense riches of the ocean that provide the purest, most potent superfoods on the planet. Learn what 100% raw, living sea vegetables can do to help put your body in peak health and peak physical condition. Get rid of cellulite, replace hair thinning, improve skin tone and texture, boost thyroid function, and increase your metabolism so that you can reach your maximum ideal weight permanently. For more information on Sea Veg and Pharmacy, please visit my website at www.drelizabeth.com, DRELIZABETH.com, and click on the products in my store, and you'll find out everything you want to know about it. So today I am so excited, you guys. I'm so excited to have my very, very dear friend and colleague, life coach and Tango expert and teacher, Ilona Glinarsky. So, you know, as we know, life imitates art, and nowhere, in my humble opinion, does it do that more than on the dance floor. Dance is one of those powerful catalysts to personal transformation. So today we're going to learn how to incorporate this passionate expression of dance to help you bring more love into your life, in an intimate relationship, and in all loving relationships. By utilizing dance to connect on the dance floor, you can actually connect and create more powerful, delicious, loving relationships in all areas of your life. So in honor of Valentine's Day, I really wanted to have Elona here with us to talk about ways that we can deepen our connection with one another, both on and off the dance floor. So before I bring her on, let me just tell you a little bit more about my extraordinary guest. Originally from the Ukraine, Ilona has an extensive and very impressive background in both classical music and dance. She's trained in all Latin dances, including salsa, as well as, of course, Argentine tango. Her passion lies in introducing ordinary people to Argentine tango, the most extraordinary dance based in connection. Oh, I love that. We are going to have a powerful conversation about how that is and what we can do to tap into that. Also, her background in spiritual psychology from the University of Santa Monica is another beautiful aspect of the heart and of the spirit that Ilona taps into to utilize her entire teaching approach. She sees tango as a dialogue between two equal partners. Therefore, her emphasis is on developing and expanding one's capacity to communicate from the heart. I love this, to trust and surrender, to lead and follow, all very precious life skills essential to creating a conscious, fulfilling relationship both on and off the dance floor. For the last 10 years, Ilona has been teaching Argentine tango in Los Angeles at 3rd Street Dance, South Bay Adult School, School of the Arts, the Studio of Art of Dance, as well as at Agape International Spiritual Center. On May 5th, 2012, so almost a year ago, Ilona became the organizer of a beautiful, and I got to tell you, people are talking all around LA, people are talking about this milonga, which Ilona will tell us exactly what a milonga is, but it's a gathering of tango dancers, which has quickly become the most popular place in LA for tango dancing, right here in the South Bay area. So I love this quote. This is from Ilona, and I think this sums up everything perfectly. And this is in Ilona's own words. I believe dance is one of the most powerful and enjoyable catalysts to personal growth and transformation. It is both a tool and an outlet for human passion, which is the very essence of life itself. Oh, I love that. So everybody, all my beautiful audience from around the world, please open your hearts. I know they're open so wide already, and extend your arms and your hearts out and extend a beautiful, beautiful welcome to my dear friend Ilona. Welcome, Ilona.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hello. It's so beautiful to have you here. So beautiful.
Thank you. Such a lovely introduction. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm so happy to have you here. I mean, we've been, I always tell people this, that Spirit is my producer of my show, and it always directs me. And we had, it's really true. And it's like, we knew each other, but a lot of times Spirit will guide me to somebody who I didn't even know, and very synchronistically it will put me in on an email, which will then put me in, or on a Facebook page, or on a YouTube channel, and all of a sudden I'll be like, and Spirit will say, you have to have them on your show. And sometimes I won't even know them and won't even know why, but I always say yes, and it's always delicious. So, of course, it's really wonderful having you here. I'm so delighted to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure. And I'm really excited about having a chance to share with a lot of people out there, things that they may not know about what dance actually has to offer, especially, in my opinion, partner dance.
Yeah, so let's start with that. Let's just talk, because you and I both speak the same language. We're both dancers, and we both absolutely, I don't think, for me, dancing's like breathing. I know it is for you as well. I could not live without it. And I want to share with people that I didn't come to dance. I used to have visions of me dancing, but I thought I missed the boat because I went on different paths and didn't have the opportunity to dance. And so I come to this passion from the age of 40 is when I started. And so, and I couldn't even imagine not having it. So people listening, I want you to open up to your hearts to the possibility. If you're listening to this going, well, that's great, but they've been dancing their whole life. First of all, I haven't, and I want you to know that you can start dancing at any age, and it will bring you tremendous riches that are beyond your wildest imagination at any time. So open up your hearts as well as your ears and your minds as you listen to this. So let's talk about this first, Ilona. Let's just talk about this delicious thing called partner dancing and what it really has to offer us.
Well, you just mentioned something interesting. You said that you started dancing actually at the age of 40, and
yes.
I never thought I was going to become a dancer. This was really, honestly, never, ever part of my plan. I was a musician. I was growing up as a musician. And I sort of fell into dance at the darkest kind of time of my life, where I neither thought about neither becoming a performer. I didn't have goals in mind. I just simply was looking for a creative outlet that would allow me to feel alive, because I was, in fact, in a very dark place and felt extremely sort of hopeless at that time. I just lost my mom and lost my marriage, and everything was just upside down. And I, instead of just, kind of sitting and moping and feeling sorry for myself, I decided to, in fact, find something interesting, something cool, something that will make me feel inspired.
Wow.
And, that's how dance came into my life at the age of 33. So I didn't grow up with actually formal training. I was exposed to dance. My training was actually very interesting. It was, I was supposed to be an accompanist to a ballet class, because in Russia at the time, ballet was highly revered, and I was a musician.
Right.
And I had an amazing opportunity to actually learn from literally sitting and observing one of the most amazing, very famous dance troupes, in order to learn how to accompany dancers to assist them in their training. That really was my exposure, but I was sitting like this child in a candy store, watching this amazing thing in front of my eyes, these people working, young people, 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds,
right.
working, these athletes, these beautiful, graceful creatures. And I just sat there mesmerized for hours. So this was a treat. And when I came to this country, that's not what I pursued. I just simply, went to school, tried to learn the language, and did all kinds of things, from that to raising my family. And then all of that came sort of to an end, and here I was, and I thought, oh my goodness, what will I do with myself? Well, my kids are not with me. I'm 33. What do I do with myself? Where do I go? I didn't have a career, and I had some time on my hands to think about it. I suffered some, serious losses. And I looked at the schedule that was in one of the, these little booklets that they send you about local little, very reasonably priced classes. And I just went. And, oh, my goodness, how did I know? My life just completely changed when I heard Latin music, and when I simply started moving and discovered that I can actually move, So it's never too late. It's never too late for anyone to start. Never.
Yes. And you really, you brought up a bunch of good points there. One point, the way you teach, Ilona, you really do. You teach at all levels. You teach people at all levels. And so someone could never have put on dance shoes before or have ever touched a dance floor before. Exactly. And they could come to your class and just receive so much pleasure and so much joy and have such a fabulous time. And I've been to your classes. I've seen the smiles on people's faces, and I invite people to go to Ilona's website. She's going to be offering some wonderful specials in honor of Valentine's Day, and in honor of this audience. She has regular classes, which she is giving a discount for. So anybody listening who's in the area, we'll tell you guys a little bit more about that later. But she is offering a special discount for Dr. Elizabeth's listeners, which is very, very gracious. So if you guys,
my pleasure.
If this appeals to you, so thank you for that. And so what I love about this, what you said was at your darkest hour, Spirit helped you find something that brought you such joy. And, the reason I do this show is because, I know you've been through some things. I've been through some very, very difficult things. And I wanted a place where people could go when they, regardless of whether their life is in a great place or a not so great place, that they can go for answers. So if somebody right now listening to this is feeling like, you know, my life is so difficult. I'm going through a divorce, or I just lost someone who I love, or I just lost my job, or whatever that challenge, could be a health challenge, whatever that challenge might be. If you're going through something, I invite you to go to one of Ilona's classes. Give this a try. And, you know, and I invite you to let go of these thoughts, because I'll tell you, before I started dancing at 40, I had a lot of noise about, I really thought I missed the boat. I thought that all the dancers when I was little had gotten on the dance boat, and I missed the boat, and it wasn't. It was actually a very powerful clairvoyant. I was turning 40, and a girlfriend of mine took me to see a friend of hers who was a clairvoyant. And she looked at me and she said, "Oh, you're a dancer." And I'm like, "Oh, no." You know, I'm like, I would have loved to, but I mean, literally, I used to dream that I would make sure.
They must have looked at you. That's kind of obvious, Elizabeth. They looked at you because you must be a dancer. Yes. Because you look amazing, that's why.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. But, you know, it was one of these things where I just said, you know, next lifetime for sure. I'm making a mental note that next lifetime. But what was so great, I didn't have to wait till next lifetime. She opened up something for me, and in her words I heard, oh, it's a possibility. Like, I just saw possibility, and that's what you really give people in your class. You give people possibility, and I love that about you. I love that you create a
think
place
about it this way. I represent social dancer. I am not a typical ballet dancer. I am not. You know, I mean, if you look at me, you'll know I am just an ordinary person. And if I can do this, and if I can enjoy this, and if I can succeed at this without any formal training or background, anyone can. So, you know, I can speak from my own experience, not someone who has particular education. I'm not an athlete. I am not, you know what I mean? Just an ordinary person. And I always speak about the fact that, you know, dance is truly, I mean, social dance is for everyone. I mean, you and I have known how many times we have gone dancing, you know, whether it is to salsa clubs or on the street in Santa Monica, you know, and we look at old and young and, you know, big and small and poor and rich. It does not matter. Everyone is dancing and forgetting all the differences and all the limitations. All the limitations.
And you know what? You bring up a very good point. I did a video recently with a dear friend of mine, Dara Dubonnet. In fact, you guys, it's on my website. Dara's a beautiful raw food chef. And one of the things we were talking about was, you know, we have very, very busy lives. And a lot of times we don't have opportunities to connect with people. And I can see people are longing to connect, but they're just, it doesn't seem, you know, for people say, you know, and they use the word lonely. Some people use the word alone, but I know a lot of people feel like that, especially in February when it's Valentine's Day. And if you don't have a sweetheart, people begin to feel like, I feel alone or I feel lonely. So let's talk about how this beautiful art form, this universal language of love and movement, this beautiful thing called dance, how this affords us an opportunity to create community and come together so that we actually don't have to feel alone. Let's talk about that for a minute.
Well, that is one of the most powerful gifts that dance has to offer. And again, I'm not talking about choreographed stage performance. That has its own value. But I'm talking about dance where you walk in, number one, you walk into the class and there's all these people, all with left feet. So you right away feel right at home, and you feel, you know, if you have any inadequate kind of, you know, questions about, oh my God, can I really do this? You're not alone. So from the get-go, you start creating friends that you didn't have before. And there is no better way to create friends than to create them around an interest, a passion that makes you feel like you are shining. Because whenever you do something amazing that you love, you are at your absolute best energy. And so therefore you start attracting very much like spirits to you, and you create a community. For example, for me, I felt very much like I lost my family. My children were with me half of the time, but being a part-time mom didn't even like compute at that time. So I felt extremely misplaced, alone, sort of like purposeless, and I started creating this community, this extended family. And by the way, majority of those people, and we spend birthdays together. We celebrate holidays together. We have parties together. We have traveled together. Yeah. And it's not imposed and it's not contrived. It just falls into your life. It presents itself if you allow it to. If you allow it to. This is a key. Yes. If you open your heart to opportunities and possibilities, you're no longer just learning the steps. You're now allowing new energy to take you in a different direction. Right. And to me, just opening my heart up to, hanging out and getting to know people. I probably in my past life, living in my sheltered Manhattan Beach, home and living that little life, I would have never even opened myself to talking to them. So now, in my family, extended family, I have musicians, I have dancers, I have scientists, you have no idea how rich this experience can be if you just open yourself up to, getting to know people who are enjoying the same passion, To me, that's really, really powerful. And that's how I met you.
I know. It is how we met each other. And then we reconnected at Agape, but you're right. We first met each other through dancing. We were both salsa dancing.
That's right. Exactly. And how much joy is shared when we're doing that. I mean, you should all see us. No, never mind our age. We look like kids playing in a sandbox.
It is very true, which is part of why I want to share this with people, because it's like this thing that we know about that we want everyone to know about, because it's so beautiful. And it's you brought up a very powerful point when you were talking about this is not choreographed. And I want to let people know there's something that happens in a partner dance, and I want you to speak to it. I want to introduce it, and then I want you to speak to it, because I know you know this well. And it bleeds over into life because it's not choreographed. So I'm speaking as a woman now. Being a woman, a man will scoop you into his arms, and you will begin to move. And what ends up happening is there's this communication. It's like a telepathic communication where you're talking to each other through your bodies, but also through clairvoyantly. You're speaking to each other without having to say a word, feeling the joy of it, and it mimics the flow of life. And what I've noticed for me, the benefit I've gotten from one of the many, many benefits, is it helps me to be and surrender into the flow of life. Because when you dance, especially as the woman who's the follower, you have to surrender. You have to give yourself to the man and allow him to lead you. And that surrender, for me, has bled over into my life on many occasions where it was difficult to surrender, where I just said, okay, just like when I'm dancing, I'm just going to surrender. So I'd love to have you speak to this topic of surrender and how it can support us in life.
That's actually one of my personal lessons as well, and I'll share. Of course, it's a deep lesson, especially when you start teaching people and coaching them. I feel that it is my responsibility to apply the same lessons to my own life first. So surrender is definitely a big one for me. Tango. Let me just speak specifically about Argentine tango and why I think this dance is even more intricate and maybe even more challenging for some people, but also teaches you these life lessons. In tango, nothing is choreographed. Argentine tango was born on the streets of Buenos Aires, and in the beginning of 20th century, and it has nothing really to do with performance, although that's what we see very often, and we're mesmerized by that and drawn in. by that. But the real social dance is based on connection, improvisation, being fully present in the moment, and reading each other's, this, like you mentioned, nonverbal body language and conversation that actually streams from the heart center. Let me also explain what that means in practicality. When two people dance together, they're most likely strangers. Anywhere you go in the world and you just go into a club or somewhere on a dance floor, you will most likely be asked by a total and complete stranger to whether lead or follow, whether you're a man or a woman. And these two people connect without even necessarily speaking the same language, and they start moving together as one. So the question is, how in the world, how do two strangers do that? So number one, for the man to be able to lead, he has to be very aware of where the energy of the lead comes from. And it only has to do with center, heart center, upper torso, no arms, no fingers, and many, many other dances. The lead and the cues come from fingers and hands, pulling, pushing, twirling, and so on. In tango, it is absolutely a requirement to cultivate this energy of the leader that is conveyed straight from his chest. So when he's moving forward, the woman actually takes his energy and pulls, like she starts moving back with her feet rather than backing away with her body. So the connection remains, but yet she takes his energy and it allows her to stretch back and step. So it's a real physical practice of what that energy can actually do. And when it doesn't, if it's not present, it's really almost painful to follow. You see what I'm saying? It's a requirement.
I do.
So this energy is, first, the communication. It comes from the exchange of energy. Okay? And it happens in the moment. So there's no really kind of pre-rehearsed patterns. Everything falls in like little pieces of the puzzle into a completely different picture. Every single time you dance with another person, the experience is completely different. Okay? And it's like kaleidoscope that never, ever looks the same. It's really amazing. So it all comes from a lead and follow, and it all has to do with this knowing how to open your heart center so that you are actually showing up literally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually showing up for the partner that you're dancing with. Okay, in which other dance does this happen in this way? I dance a lot, and tango pins you down to being in the present moment so that you can improvise on a spot and yet look very graceful as if you've been dancing with this person forever. So that you're actually practicing these skills of connection, of heart energy exchange, of surrender. You spoke of surrender. Right. Well, let's see. In order for the woman to be able to pick up the cues from the man that she didn't even know, okay, so he was going to lead her into some move that she has no anticipation. She cannot know what's coming up. She has no choice but to trust fully into his lead and surrender to his energy so that she can simply, and I don't even mean like execute, but embody his vision of what he's trying to create on the dance floor.
Right.
See, so she becomes an embodiment of kind of his design of what he's trying to lead. Very often, or most often, women are walking or moving backwards. So we cannot see behind ourselves. We cannot worry about where he's moving us, what he's trying to do, and there's a lot of people on the dance floor. So we, instead of going into our head and going like, oh my God, I hope he can keep me safe. Oh my goodness, I hope he's not going to run me into someone because there's all these people around me. What women do is close their eyes and go inward. And that allows us to actually really tune in, really relinquish control and trust and surrender in a different way on a completely different level.
Wow. It's really like a dance with spirit. It really like, it's literally like It's literally like in a person who's practicing spiritual practice in principle. This is what we're being asked to do. So it's literally as if we're dancing with spirit. Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, just think about it this way. When we're led, when the universe, when the spirit is leading us, and we open our eyes and we're looking around, and there's like, oh my God, this person is struggling, and this person is dying because they're sick, and we go into this head spin of, oh my God, what's happening? I can't possibly succeed. I am too old. I am too fat. I am too poor.
Right.
If you just close your eyes, literally, if you just close yourself off to all this junk that you're seeing, it has nothing to do with you. If you go inward, if you simply stay present and surrender and breathe, you will get connected to that exact energy I'm speaking of, which we practice every step of the way on a dance floor.
Wow. Oh, I love this. I love this not just because I'm a dancer. I love this because it truly mimics spiritual principle, which, of course, you're so perfect to teach this, because as a dancer, what you're doing, which is such a gift to people, is you're bringing the consciousness of spiritual practice into an art form called Argentine tango dancing. And so you're marrying the two, allowing people to make real-life transformations.
That is my intention. That is exactly why I do what I do. You got it. Exactly.
I love
it. It's powerful because, let me just tell you something. Think about it. When you go to a counselor, or you go to a therapist, or you are trying to learn ways of, let's say, being more conscious and living more conscious living, a lot of times our learning comes through our brain. I mean, we read books, we listen, we converse, we process concepts. It's all in our head, and we all know that the longest journey is from head to your heart. And to me, when you are practicing these things on the dance floor, without even really, a lot of times, without even being aware that you're doing that, the experience that you're cultivating in your body stays with you as a learned lesson in such a different way than just learning it through your brain.
Because you're getting it in your body. You're getting it. Yes, you're getting it at a somatic level. It's getting right in, and that's where the real transformation can occur. It's because in the mind, when you try to go into the mind will mess you up. But if you take it into the body and really the work you're doing is quite clairvoyant as well. It's clairvoyant work, and so when you take it into the level of spirit clairvoyance, which is really clear seeing, clear psychic really means of the soul. So we're working at the soul. So when you're working with people, you're working at the soul level, the spirit level, and the heart level, and the body level, and really kind of leaving the mind out of it, which is the best way to have transformation actually occur.
Absolutely.
So powerful.
I clearly remember when when I went to USM, I remember a few things, and it's been a while, but the major principles always stay with me, and I apply them everywhere I go. And one of them, I remember clearly that when you want to make a change, whether it's, you want to lose weight, or you want to learn something, or drop a habit that doesn't serve you any longer, if you just make that change by one thing, it's not going to work, because we are made up of various layers, which is, spiritual, physical, psychological. And if you don't make that change on all those levels, one or the other will simply snap you back to where you were before. Right. That's why so many people fall, off the wagon. And but see, this particular thing for me has become a revelation, because when I dance obviously for the pleasure of it. I dance because I'm moved by the music, because I love dancing in a close embrace with another human being who's sharing their heart space with me, for that time being. I love all those things. But the learning that you get of being, in tango, if you are not fully present, if you space out for a minute and you go somewhere in your head, or you simply just kind of still brought a lot of, baggage with you to the dance floor, which happened. you're not really fully present. And what happens, you cannot respond quick enough in the moment to make two people look like they're dancing as one. It becomes more like a power struggle, you know?
Right.
It starts
and
looking like a power struggle.
It's
awkward. It's uncomfortable. It makes you be on the, both people on the wrong foot. You have to constantly check in with one another. It's for men. Let's just speak for a second for men. What are the main or biggest benefits that I see? You know, in this day and age, a lot of men have lost this, because of sexual revolution and a lot of things that have been going on, they sort of forgot what it really means or what is that beauty of really showing up in their beautiful masculine energy. They feel very apologetic stepping forward. For example, very insecure in their leading. They feel like maybe they're infringing. Maybe they're being too forward. Pushing too hard. You know, there's so much that we carry with us, our history, our hurts, our unforgiveness, our baggage that we have just in general between masculine and feminine. And there's sadly, there's so much history between masculine and feminine that, we can talk about. But when you're dancing tango, you can't afford bringing any of that with you because you won't be able to trust and surrender.
You won't be able to do the dance because the sheer nature of the dance requires you to do that. No one will go anywhere. There will be no dance because it requires.
There will be no dance.
There will be no dance.
Instead of being in a close embrace, you will gonna feel like you want to push the partner away. You won't
even last through the dance because it can't. It literally can't. It can't happen.
Exactly.
I love that.
And did you know that in tango, Elizabeth? Do you know that in tango you're actually committed to 3 to 4 dances at a time? You can't just do one and walk away like in salsa.
You're kidding.
No, you're in a relationship.
Oh no. You go on 3 dates with that guy.
You do. And it's fascinating. So it really kind of forces you to practice these principles because when you step into this dance, you actually consciously give a gift to this other human being that you are getting into this 4 dances, what we call a tanda. Tanda is a block of 4 dances at a time. And all the social, tango parties are basically built on just a sequence of different tandas. And in between each tanda, there will be like an insertion of a short, I don't know how many seconds, maybe 30 seconds, 40 seconds, of like music that is completely different in nature and feel that will allow you to kind of what it's called a cortina, which is a curtain. And it allows you to say thank you and, gently part without hurting anybody's feelings and move on off the dance floor and then have a tanda with the next, whoever else invites you. So you're actually kind of in a short-term relationship.
Really? That's very interesting. I did not know that. I saw some, you rarely do more than, a couple of times a day, let's do a couple of dances. But that would be
but traditionally one, right? Traditionally one at a time.
Absolutely, just one. Yeah, it's more of an LA dance, I guess.
See?
That's hilarious. Well, let's do this. This is so rich what we're talking about, and I actually want to step into the expression of the sexuality and the sensuality and all that. Before we do that, I just wanted to let people know that the Dr. Elizabeth Show is being sponsored by Pharmacy, which is a beautiful, beautiful superfood that comes from the ocean. The name Pharmacy literally means farming of the riches of the nutrient-dense sea vegetables of the ocean. And it's a very, very powerful living food, superfood, that helps keep your body in very, very excellent condition. It can help get rid of cellulite, thinning hair. It improves skin and tone, your skin texture and tone. It boosts thyroid function, which helps increase your metabolism and helps you land at your ideal weight and keeps you there permanently. So I invite people, if you're interested in any of these things, I invite you to go to www.dremd.com ELIZABETH.com, drelizabeth.com, and click on the Dr. Elizabeth Show, and you'll see there it has a little logo, and you can find out there's a page there. You can find out a lot more about this wonderful product. It's really an incredible product. Scott Kennedy is the founder. I did interview him, and the interview is on my website, but it's a really wonderful product, and we're very fortunate to have pharmacy sponsoring us. So I just want to let everybody know, check it out. I definitely am using it myself and absolutely love the results I'm getting with it, and because I'm always interested in what's going to help keep me useful and strong and radiant and more expanded, and this really does it. So just everybody go check that out.
It's working.
Thank you.
It's working beautifully.
It is working, actually. Thank you. And thank you for saying that. It's really, I'm very, thank you. That's very sweet of you. So let's continue this conversation. I love this. I love this idea of incorporating the relationship aspect, especially in honor of Valentine's Day, and the ways it mimics, and really the expression of, when I go dancing, I've done tango dancing, but really, you know that I kind of do my salsa dancing. It's literally like making love on the dance floor. You come together and you just have this delicious, beautiful expression of sensuality and sexuality and passion, and it's so, words family. It's so beautiful. So let's talk a little bit about, especially in Argentine tango, especially for women. Let's talk. I know we can talk about this with men too, but I know it's sometimes can be difficult. Women have, especially women who've been in the corporate world, it's not appropriate to express your sensuality or sexuality. In some environments, people shut that down, especially if you've had children already or you've gone through a lot. Women shut that down. So let's talk about the beautiful value of this dance in allowing women and men to express their sensuality and sexuality and passion with greater ease and fun.
Yeah, and in a lovely, safe way.
Yes, in a safe way. That's a very good point. Let's talk about that.
A very important point. Yes, I can speak. Even just from my own perspective. I got married very, very young. I was married at 20, and by the age of 33, I had 2 children, and I kind of, because I was unhappy, I shut down. Speaking of femininity, I really, really had a lot of inhibitions, and truly did not know my value as a woman, my own power as a woman, my sensuality, my sexuality was completely shut down. I mean, there were a lot of, I even had some health issues that added to it, and I truly just felt like, like I didn't know who I was. I felt like I was frozen for years, under ice. And when I started dancing salsa, and I will be, as much as I love tango, my first love was actually salsa.
Right.
And, something about moving those hips. I don't know.
Yes.
Something about Latin rhythm. Yeah. You can relate to that. There's something to be said about how we use our body in general, and what happens when we use our body in a certain way that all of a sudden unlocks a part of you that has been dormant.
Yes.
It's fascinating to me because I never in my life, until starting dancing salsa, did connect fully and have become comfortable with my sexuality and sensuality. To me, that was the most healing experience. The most integrating, the most liberating experience I could ever recommend to anyone. I mean, salsa dancing has amazing aspects to it. It is incredibly sensuous. It also will teach you while you're dancing with other people, and yes, you're dancing only one dance at a time, at least traditionally. Yes. And it's very playful and extremely just very liberating. But at the same time, you learn how to set your boundaries within that playful experience. You see, the tricky thing is not about shutting yourself down and appearing as if you have no feelings, no emotions. no sensuality that at least is overt. The trick is to find your boundaries while you're expressing your sensuality and sexuality and playfulness, and you're being forward and you're being confident, and and you are constantly surrounded by partners of the opposite sex, or whoever it is you're dancing with, and yet you're learning how to do all of this in a very conscious way. And some of us have fallen through while we're learning, and kind of fallen into some unconscious entanglements, let's be honest. But we won't elaborate on that.
No, we don't have to elaborate on that. But that's a very powerful distinction that you just spoke about. It really is the fact that it's not about shutting it down, but it's learning how, because that's an empowered woman. An empowered woman is a woman who has the capacity and the freedom to fully express herself sexually, sensually, feminine, in a feminine way, with the power, knowing that she has her boundaries up, and she can at any time, she knows she's safe, and she can at any time, take care of herself and still allow that freedom. And that's such a wonderful point that you bring up. And I just want to just say that when you described how you felt when you first went through the divorce and all of that at 33, you look and feel nothing like that. I mean, the transformation is so powerful, because to look at Ilona now,
exactly.
Oh my God, she looks like a 1940s movie star with this beautiful black hair and bright blue eyes, and just stunningly feminine and beautiful. And when you move, it's just with incredible confidence, sensuality, sexuality, and femininity. It's like so you really walk your talk, and I want to acknowledge you for
Absolutely.
that, because it's really beautiful, and I want people to know that this really, I know we both love this so much. It really is. It really works in helping people move forward and express their sensuality, sexuality, femininity.
Well, it's
passion,
healing. It's absolutely
so
crucial
healing.
that you come to that point. It's so healing. I mean, how many women come to my class, shoulders kind of, slouched back, the chest is hidden, they're wearing very, the kind of clothing that no one should pay attention to them at all.
Yes.
And I can tell you they blossom. I mean, I see these women. Like a year later, she is this queen of tango. She's wearing high heels and these sensual, beautiful clothing. But, one of the things that tango is known for is that when people do go out, they actually dress up, and it becomes like this gorgeous affair, and women look amazing. I mean, the femininity is just oozing all over the place. It's gorgeous. And man, the people dress, they dress nicely, and they celebrate what they bring to the table. They celebrate their masculinity and femininity to just the utmost degree, and it's beautiful to watch and observe how that happens. In salsa it's more casual for the most part, at least, right?
Right, for the most part. I mean, sometimes we'll have some events, but you're right, it is. But you're right, tango really, and that's something to look at. Like I'm seeing some of the people like, oh, that sounds really good. And as you're listening, that's something to look at. That the tango is really beautiful in the sense that people do dress. It's a beautiful affair, and they do get dressed up, and the women look exquisite, and the men look so handsome. And it really is a very elegant and beautiful affair every time you go out dancing. And that's
in the
something
evening, when you go to a tango club.
Yes. So let's talk for a minute. I know that you teach some beautiful classes, and in honor of Valentine's Day, which is coming up, and also in honor of being a guest on the show here, you are offering some classes to people. And so I'd love for you to share what the classes are, and then I'm going to share with people. You can go to my website, drelizabeth.com, which is DRELIZABETH.com. And then you can click on the front page. It says products. You can click there, or you can click on the very top. It says products as well, or you can click on store. Those are three places that will take you there. And you'll see Ilona's beautiful picture. She's dancing tango. And you just click on that link, and it'll take you to all the different things she's offering. And so I want you guys, I welcome you. If this speaks to your heart in any way, or your soul, or if there's something in you that's going, wow, that sounds really fun. But then I can hear your mind going, but I would just say, just go for it. Just give it a try. Go one time. Give yourself the gift of this beautiful expression. It will change your life completely. So I just invite you, if it at all is tickling your heart or your soul or your spirit, and you're called at all to do this, definitely check it out. So, Ilona, speak to us about some of the things that you have coming up.
Well, once a year, just in honor of Valentine's Day, I actually create very special events. And these events actually made specifically for singles and or couples. So, for example, this coming Sunday, I have something for for singles that don't have to feel left out and don't feel like, have to be like without a partner. I can't really do these things. I can't, play. And people usually kind of hide away and wish that Valentine's Day just passed and it's over with. Well, I have something very special for singles coming up this Sunday. It is at the Studio Art of Dance in El Segundo, which is a beautiful, large studio, a very spacious studio that I could teach all kinds of groups. And it's going to be at, this Sunday at 5 p.m. There is a price difference for your followers, for your listeners. I wanted to make sure I extend a little bit of a discount to them. It is $20 per person instead of $25, and it actually also has champagne and chocolates and some special CD gift to go along with it. So it's not just a regular dance class. It has some really, really fun bells and whistles, and it's all for people who've never danced before. So you don't have to have neither a partner nor absolutely any dance skills to participate. And it's just for anyone who wants to try tango. So it's an introductory class. And, yes, I will play around with some concepts that have to do with relationship building skills. So that's coming up this Sunday. And next week, right immediately after Valentine's Day, I have two workshops for couples that are kind of similar but a little bit geared towards people who are already in a committed relationship that are maybe working on reigniting their passion or just having more playfulness in their life. And so, again, we will definitely, have a champagne toast, and we'll do a little bit of, we'll munch on some chocolates. I actually also probably will have a special discount for a lovely local restaurant for people to take advantage of so they can go and dine after that. But I will definitely have that on my website as well and pass that on. And the couples workshop is $40 instead of $50. So you guys have a little bit of discount there as well. And I hope that you won't make any excuses for left feet or right feet, or as long as you have a heart and you love your partner and you want to come out and just have a nice evening of doing something creative and different. This will be awesome. And, yes, I have a page for you and all the details from what you can wear to what you need to have or think about. All it's there. So please feel free and check it out. I hope you won't come up with yet another new creative excuse.
I love that. That's so beautiful. I love that. And let's, in the remaining time that we have, you actually manifested the absolute love of your life through tango.
Absolutely.
So I would love for you to share in the remaining couple minutes that we have how that occurred and how that has enriched your life. Because I know Baram, and in fact, I got to give a shout out to him. He is so amazing. When you see these two together, oh my gosh, you need to go to the class just to see. He models so beautifully what a real, beautiful, loving, and supportive man looks like in creating a relationship with a woman that he absolutely adores. And it's stunning to see. Yeah, it really is. I would love to really acknowledge him for that. But I'd love to hear how you manifested this beauty.
Well, it really did come through tango. And one of those things that I believe is that in life you really don't have to follow rules. I don't know if you're with me on that, but I personally think that a lot of times that when we follow rules, we cut out really amazing opportunities. And one of the ways I broke the rules that I've never, I didn't really have the rule, but I've never ever gave a chance to a student to approach me, and yet what happened was we became friends, and somehow in the most organic and in a very unique way, at least based on my life experience, I have never had anything similar happen before, where things just organically turned into the most amazing, incredible relationship. And the thing is that, if I said, oh, no, I shouldn't do that, or, I shouldn't see this person every day, or I should, give it, weeks, being between our dates, or, whatever the rules and limitations we put on, our dating or our loving. I think that if you just follow your heart, as long as you're not mistaken that it's not your desperation, but, in fact, your heart, then you are probably on a really good, safe path, and it will lead you somewhere beautiful. I am extremely fortunate to enjoy truly the most incredible love of my life and relationship that, he has become my teaching partner. He is my right hand in everything I do in my Milonga LAX that I put up. We were talking about a Milonga. He works side by side with me every time. And he's an attorney. He does not need to do this. He has a totally different career. He is simply doing this to support my vision and my passion in every way he can. And yet I'm truly, truly fortunate. And finally, I can actually speak from an experience of what a true good, conscious, organic, passionate, equal relationship feels like. And this actually came to me in a vision before this ever really embodied itself by experiencing these things of Tango. Well, I
want to hear about this. Oh, my gosh. Tell me about the vision. I want to hear. That's amazing.
For me, I simply used my experience in dancing tango and how it made me feel to envision of how I ultimately want my true relationship to be. Like, if I had experiences on a dance floor that made me feel like I am really taken care of, cherished, honored, revered as a woman, protected, given this, shared this love energy that comes in a form of, literally a great leader will just give you that feeling, and you can have that in your body. Remember, I said that if you have it in your body, you can actually create it in your life. If you feel it and you know the taste of it, and you know how it makes you feel, you can actually then harness that energy and create that vision in your life. And I can tell you, I manifested it, so I am thrilled to say that it works. It works, and it all came from my experience of dancing. So I obviously I'm a huge advocate for people experiencing this this thing called dance, and maybe hopefully creating their life more in line with feeling like a dance rather than a struggle.
Right. That's a powerful distinction, because when a relationship is right, and right in the sense that really working for both people in it and in the flow, like in the divine flow, it's effortless. I've heard this. I mean, I have other friends like you and Baram, and I want to give a shout out to Ray and Lori and my beautiful sister and her husband. I mean, it's just, and my other sister and her new boyfriend. There's so many beautiful, loving couples, and when it is two people who are on the same page coming together, wanting the same thing, and consciously co-creating this loving relationship, it's extraordinary. And what every single person has said to me, because I'm very interested in creating this for myself, is that you know it, you recognize it immediately, and it gets better all the time. Like, I've seen people who I knew had beautiful, loving relationships. I'll see them a year or two later, and they'll be like, oh, my God, Elizabeth, it's even better. It's even better than it was before. It continues to get better, more expansive, because, the universe is expanding. continuously expanding.
Absolutely.
We are meant to expand. So when you come together with another person who's interested in expanding as well, it can't help but get better and expand. So
Absolutely.
I love that. And you know what? To see you, Ilona, I've known you for years and years and years, and to see you in this relationship, so happy to see your career flourishing beyond what it's ever done before and beyond probably what you even thought it would be. It's like you're doing so amazing with your career. And you can tell this is all the result of being tremendously loved by this beautiful man. And that's
I can tell you that actually works like that. You're right, because, you know, when you're in that kind of relationship, it becomes a springboard for being able to fly, truly. And otherwise, you know, we all know what it's like when you're not in that kind of relationship. It really takes the energy out of you, and you no longer can put it into your vision. So I am in the best place I could possibly be in my entire life. I'm really fortunate, and thank you to Baron.
I love it. Yes. We're going to give a big shout out to Baron. Thank you so much for loving my sweet, sweet friend so beautifully. And I know, he's so fortunate. I know. Yes, I know he feels so fortunate. And that's the beautiful part. He feels so. When you look at this man, he looks like he just hit the jackpot. Like it's like I just found the woman of my dreams, and that is so. It's so beautiful the way he adores you. I mean, it's truly it's so stunning and so sweet. To
That's what everyone says. So, it's true.
Yeah,
it's very true. I can actually speak on his behalf because he has said it many times. So I'm not shy about it. We both feel extremely fortunate.
Yeah. And that's how, and gratitude is a huge part of a relationship. And gratitude, having that gratitude is so important. You know, but that's what gratitude will expand anything. And so, this is so beautiful. So let me do this real quickly. I want to let everybody know. Please join Ilona and Baron. Go to these classes. You will call me up afterwards on the show next week and say, "Oh my God, thank you for telling me about this. This was the most amazing experience." So just don't think about it. Just move from your heart, not from your mind. Go to drelizabeth.com. It's DRELIZABETH.com. And on the very top right, it'll say products, or you can go to store. Either one will get you there. And you'll see Ilona's beautiful Tango picture there. Click on that, and it'll give you all the information that you need. Take a chance, go out, have a beautiful time. Whether you're single or in a relationship, you will absolutely love it. And I want to say thank you so much to our beautiful new sponsor, Pharmacy. Thank you so much, you guys. Go to my web while you're at the website, while you're there checking out Ilona. Go to the store again, and you'll see C-Veg. It's a beautiful product. If it resonates with you, what we've been talking about, check it out. It's a beautiful superfood. You know, I'm a 100% living foods expert, and I really believe in putting living foods in your body, and this is the most nutrient-dense foods that you could possibly get on the planet, and they come from the oceans. They're just rich in iodine, which helps boost your thyroid, which helps increase your metabolism, helps with your hair and your skin, and you'll look amazing and feel sexy. Then you got salsa dancing. We got you covered here. We got you covered.
Yeah, you start there and then you go dancing. Exactly.
Exactly. Trust me, it's on. All right, sweetheart. It was so beautiful to have you here. Thank you for taking the time
so much.
to come on the show.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
And may your life be as the most beautiful tango that I could possibly imagine. So enjoy your life, and hopefully you dance somewhere. And I mean, this goes out to everyone. You already dance. Yes. You know.
Yes, but you're
we
right.
know. We know the secret, but there is no secret.
Go for it. And I want to let everybody know that this Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm offering a special episode of the Dr. Elizabeth Show. I'm going to interview Allison Armstrong, who is a love expert. Yes, for the last 30 years.
I know Allison.
Phenomenal. Yeah, Allison is really wonderful. So she really is. So we're doing this. We're going to be doing the replay. But if you have questions for Allison, tune in Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time so you can talk directly to her. Otherwise, listen to the episode next Wednesday, same time, same same Dr. Elizabeth time, same Dr. Elizabeth channel, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we're going to do a replay of the show. But if you want to talk to Allison live, do call in on Friday at 9 a.m. and ask your questions. And please go visit Elona at her events. You'll have a wonderful time. All right, sweetheart, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Much love and blessings to everyone.
Much love too. Я люблю тебя.
Very Russian of you. Thank you.
Спасибо. All right, ciao, everybody.
До свидания.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
До свидания. Bye.
You have been listening to an Awakening Zone presentation, Human Empowerment Radio and Media for the 21st Century and Beyond.